Vigilante wins here on the 78th episode of the Culture Crime Fighters. And I'm joined by none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Matt from Foulball Productions. How you doing, man?
I feel like a legend.
Hey.
I feel like a legend.
Yeah.
Legendary YouTuber in the annals of the YouTube lore. How's it going, man?
It's going. As I said, I've enjoyed a little bit of alcohol before the recording of this. It is actually, as this is recording, my birthday. I am 35 years old officially.
Happy birthday. You want Wendell to sing you happy birthday?
I think the chat would
Happy
not
birthday
like that at all.
to you.
No, thank you, Wendell. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Vigilante. You've always been a friend to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about always, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah. But no, yes, I didn't do much. Kind of hung out with my brother yesterday. I'm gonna hang out with him again tomorrow since I have it off. Just I'm like, you know what? Just at least have a drink or two.
Cool. Yeah, it's your birthday.
Yeah. I've drunk more on random days. I've kind of not been drinking like that recently. I know you've mentioned you're doing sober October, which
I am indeed. Yeah.
Cool.
It is cool. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a struggle, especially because of where I work.
Right.
Today at work, it was quite slow for a while, and I was like, ooh, this is actually going to be the hardest time is to not drink.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, man, I could just
have a shot, make this more fun.
Yeah.
But that was difficult. Last night was not awesome because I'm so used to sleeping with alcohol in my system that, like, sleeping is a challenge now.
Ooh. Yeah, that probably will be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, also, it was the cocktail lounge curse again.
Yeah.
We were up, we had 7 hours again.
Oof.
And then another few hours out afterwards in the backstage with just me, Brahma, and Red Shirt just drinking whiskey. So yeah. I mean, it was my last night drinking for a month, so it's kind of appropriate. But then, like, it didn't get to bed till like 5:30 that night, and so then when it was time to like, nice sober sleep, I'm just like laying in my room, like blink, blink, just not moving the ball. So yeah. So today I'm like all just like cranky and tired.
Yeah, maybe get like some sleepy time tea or something, or was it melatonin or some shit like that?
I have melatonin. I try not to use too much of it. If I need it, I try to just do the 2 gummies so that I don't get like a crazy tolerance for it.
Yeah,
that does happen.
With me and melatonin, this is why I don't take it. Maybe I just have crazy dreams all the time, and it's just that I'm actually sleeping deep enough to remember them. But I just have the weirdest dreams of melatonin, so I
hear that. People tell me that. I've heard that. Yeah, I don't really have that problem. I mean, I have weird dreams, but I don't think it's related to melatonin.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But I think it's ultimately good. I'm also gonna make this whole month about like fitness and doing like different fitness activities, like doing like rock climbing or like jujitsu and like yoga, and just trying all different kinds of stuff like that. Because I need to replace it with something. So.
Yeah, that's positive. That's what I probably should do just with my life. I'm always trying to do something to spark myself to get into a better fitness state.
I got myself a Fitbit.
Hey, there you go.
For that exact reason. Mostly it was to track the workouts and stuff so that I can like kind of really, flourish.
Quantify what you're doing.
Quantify and, just track it and have a record. And it's actually been like kind of dope because I'm like, I really, really enjoy working out, but I also feel like kind of like aggressively obligated to. And if I don't, I feel really like kind of shitty about myself, And it's kind of hard to remember exactly how much you worked out. Like, let's say over a month, and it's just like, you missed a few days and you start beating up on yourself. It's like, yeah, but like the other 3 weeks you were killing it. So it's like you have to kind of have perspective. And this is like what I realized, like, this is absolutely giving me perspective on all of that. It's a digital record of everything I do. That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah. I've always thought about getting a Fitbit for like that very reason and just like, track your steps. And I've seen people just do the walking thing where it's like, just do whatever 1,000 steps a day and have like great results just with that. I'm like, I need to
Hey,
do
if
it.
you go from doing absolutely nothing to doing 10,000 steps a day, yeah, that's gonna make a big difference.
Yeah.
It's big for your heart health, and that's the other thing too. It keeps track of your pulse, your heart rate,
Hmm.
so that you know like what your resting heart rate is, like how you can like how to grow and like how, like where to work on it. And it's not as amorphous as just working out, right? It's like you
Hmm.
have like exactly how high your heart rate went during your workout. You know for exactly how long. It's actually it's a good tool. I'm down with it.
Okay. Coach Crownfire sponsored by Fitbit.
Deet, 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 deet.
Yeah. I wish that'd be a dope ass sponsor to have.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah. One day,
One of
we'll
these
we'll
days.
be Fitbit eligible. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool stuff,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Cool
Yeah. So
stuff.
I'll obviously be keeping you updated on that, and hope that it. Yeah. I hope that I can stick to it. Obviously, it's a
Yeah.
commitment, which I'm not typically committing to, but I think it'll be good. I think ultimately it'll be really positive for me.
Yeah. Hey, we're all about positive directions. We're all about going forward. And what you say? You always say move the ball, move the ball. So
Move the ball 1 yard at a time.
yeah.
1 yard at a time. Speaking of which,
Yeah. 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 So yeah. Oh, the pre-show I mentioned a football player, well, rather well-known football player, Thomas
Thomas
Edward
Brady.
Brady. Isn't it Edward? I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
something like
I think
that.
I'm fine with it being Edward.
It's Edward right now, and he's not in a good situation with his wife.
Nah.
And this certain player happened to post a Super Bowl winning picture. That is just an interesting picture to post. This is AB.
Oh.
This is when they win the Super Bowl because you see the patch.
Oh, this is Antonio Brown.
It's Antonio Brown.
Well, there's another story going on with Antonio Brown. We
Well,
can keep this
yeah,
segment going.
obviously the hotel picture or the hotel shit. I'm trying to say, because he's a nut job. He's Antonio Brown, and I just saw this picture and I thought that is such a dick move to do. That is such a dick move, and then I'm wondering like, well,
When did he post that?
he just posted it like today, I think.
Wow. That's weird.
Yeah, but I mean Antonio Brown, as we know, after that hit, has been a complete space cadet,
Crazy
right?
person.
There's no other words for it. He's nuts. And yes, this is the celebration of the Super Bowl. There doesn't have to be anything to it other than that. But it's just
But no, dude, you put another dude's wife in your picture celebrating the Super Bowl. There's no way that's not something.
Oh no, this is definitely like fuck Tom Brady thing, which sort of sucks because I mean Tom Brady also had him in his home, and then you start to think, wait a second, Tom Brady had him in his home. Why is Giselle even holding him like that in the first place? So your ears start spinning. You know what I mean? And
I mean,
well,
you never know. People live some pretty wild lives. I mean,
right?
Tom Brady, I don't know. I mean, he's very family oriented though, in a very strange way. Like the way he kisses like men on the mouth and his kids on the mouth. It's really fucking weird. I don't know. Have you ever seen any of that with him?
I have. Rob is in the chat. I'll let him say in the chat.
Oh,
what I'm
fuck
thinking.
Rob.
I'll let him say what I'm thinking if he's there, because he already knows what I'm thinking with that shit.
But
God,
we're not gonna. So boring.
It's not boring. It's part of it
boring.
too.
It's the same boring conclusions every time.
I can't help it if everyone loves Molak so much, but outside of that, I think there's still a takeaway here because it's like, man, you're not supposed to have people close to your wife. I don't know if this is a thing. Maybe she was just, hey, we won a Super Bowl, hugging a receiver, no big deal. You were actually, But if it wasn't, and you actually brought this guy in your home to have him live with you and try to rehab, it's not inconceivable. I mean, listen, Tom Brady, he's a rich guy, he's a powerful guy, but he's not known for his physique. And you got somebody young, lifting weights. You guys may have had problems before now. I mean, we're just now hearing about them having a divorce, but maybe they had problems a few years ago when this shit was going on. And he's in the building. Can't do that shit.
Also, it's not inconceivable that it was consensual with Tom, too. I mean, like,
whoa.
Think about this. Just think about this. So it's like you're Tom Brady, right? And he like did well before Giselle, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Greatest living quarterback of all
did
time. Notoriously like very famous for being handsome.
Mm-hmm.
He like slung that dick around. He's got a kid with another woman.
Sure
like
does.
it's very possible that he also you know, still bangs fans or like, you know, other models and shit like that. I mean, you know, this Giselle, right? When
Yeah.
she comes over the house, she's not coming with like frumpy, you know, diner workers. She's coming over with fucking
Right.
supermodels, other supermodels, young up and coming supermodels. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's just, there's a parade of pussy in his house at all times. Like, he might have the green light on a few of them. It might be kind of like, all right, you get, you know, one a year or one a month or something
You're
like
not
that. Like, it's
kidding.
Tom Brady. Like, you have to kind of be reason. It's like the whole thing with what's his name? The Maroon 5 guy. Like, you know,
Adam
he just
Levine.
got, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He just got busted cheating, and he like his chick. They just did a red carpet photo together. Like she's not obviously leaving him over it, so it's probably like an understood thing with them that he could, you know, as long as he doesn't get her embarrassed or get in too much trouble or get anyone pregnant, he probably has like a little bit of a green light to do some of that. So it's possible that Brady has that same situation with Giselle, and who knows, maybe Giselle's got that same situation with Brady.
Man, that's a realistic situation. Yeah, I mean, these are really rich, powerful people who all like behave in a certain way, and it's like they got so much
But that
access.
aside, the elite being the elite aside, just think about
No,
them as people.
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about them as people, not elite. I'm just saying, like, you know, you can. They work a lot. It's very like you would give them the green light. You would get if you were Tom Brady, like you said, you're fuck. How are you not gonna fuck fans and how many people slide in
Every
your
once in
DM?
a while, yeah, it's
Right?
Tom Brady. Like it's got to be. I
You
mean, you
almost
know,
got to
you
give a
could
hall pass, right?
once in a while, shit. Like you know, you're supposed to be loyal all the time when it's just like you have constant temptations. Like, just you know, most men do not have this problem. Like most
Right?
men, you know, like they can be loyal because it's like I'd have to make an effort to go get laid. It's not like you know people just throwing their delicious bodies at me all day. You know what I mean? Like you have to work at it. Well, if you don't have to work at it, you got to just have a little empathy for the guy. Like especially, you know, I'm sure Tom Brady did well all his life. You know, Adam Levine probably too. But there's nothing that can mentally and emotionally prepare a man for all of a sudden the entire world of girls is open to you whenever you feel like it.
Yeah. We're in the
That's got to
Instagram
be
era.
that's got to blow your mind. That's got to be hard to deal with. So I think these women, I think these upper crusty women, I think they get it.
I think you're right. I think you're right. But I mean, you got to give a two-way hall pass though, and that's what we're talking about.
That would be tough. I would not want to follow Antonio Brown doing my woman. No,
Right?
no, he's
But you
probably
got to give
packing. You know what I mean? He's probably packing. He's extremely athletic, right? He's a wideout. You know,
Right?
he's all cardio. He could do it for fucking 3 weeks straight. You know what I mean?
Right? Because look at how she's hugging him. Look at her eye. Look at her face.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like we're just friends.
I mean, look, it could just be a moment. Like it could
Could
Tom
be.
could be literally behind her in this photo. He could be
Yeah.
going in for the hug, right? We don't know what this is. It looks bad, but it's an instant. But where it really looks bad is that Antonio Brown posted it. That's where it looks
Yeah.
really bad. That seems like he's implying something.
He's definitely that's the implication. He's implying that he's hit that. That's what his implication.
I
is.
mean,
Sure.
or is like scooping her up or something. Like it's very suspicious.
Here's another thing. Even if nothing did happen, let's say nothing happened before. I mean, if you're now mad at him and you're Giselle, who are you gonna fuck to piss him off, right? Oh, just fuck one of your old teammates. Fuck you.
I don't feel like Giselle would fuck Antonio Brown just like on her own because he's so nuts right now.
I mean, well, yeah, right now, but I mean,
You know what I
some
mean?
point over the past whatever year or so, because we don't know how long they've had problems. We're hearing about it now, but like, I'm sure it didn't
Yeah.
just start yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yo, it's hilarious too, right? Because it's like he retires, right? Goes out,
Yeah.
you know, on a great run. Didn't win, but like incredible game against the Rams. Almost won. You
Yeah.
know, like I thought he was going to do it again. I was in my bedroom screaming at the heavens that Brady is going to do it again. I couldn't believe it. He had the ball with 2:12 to go. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to do it again. Somehow the Rams, it was their year. It was like, wow. So, you know, look, that's a tough loss to go out on, and it's a tough game. It's a tough life. He's just like, all right, you know, bro, like 3 months home with his wife. He's like, fuck this. I'm going back to playing in the NFL.
That's another thing. We don't know how easy, everyone wants a beautiful supermodel wife and shit, but you got to deal with her and shit. You know what I mean?
Bro, also think about this. She makes significantly more money than him.
Yeah, and that's why she's probably mad.
Significantly. She's
She's like,
probably a pain in the ass. Could you imagine if you're Tom Brady and you don't even have the leverage of being Tom Brady over her?
yeah, that's
Imagine trying to
annoying.
keep her in line. How the
Like,
fuck?
right? That's another element to why she might be hugging Antonio Brown. Maybe she's got another bunch of guys that she's hugging on. What are you going to say? She's the breadwinner.
Yeah, and the mother of his kids, who he clearly cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Tom Brady could probably afford good lawyers. I'm sure, like, she couldn't take custody unless there was something like legal, some
Yeah.
sort of issue. But still, man, like, she's worth more than you, so she has all this leverage. Like, she's got this power in the relationship, like. And I think he liked seeing her, when he saw her for like the summer, and on weekends or whatever, you know what I mean, on Friday night or
Yeah.
something. Like, but I think that he had to live with her all the time. He's just like, oh no, fuck this. And it looks like that. Like, she's pissed about it.
Yeah, she's pissed. And she's probably pissed because, let's be honest, Tom Brady took a lot of less money a lot of those years with New England. And they had some pretty solid teams that he was able to play on and not. Because what's the big deal in the NFL? For those who follow the NFL, it's like win with the rookie quarterback, because if you have a quarterback who gets on his big contract, you can't afford other players because their contracts are so big because they're the most important player. So he didn't have that problem because he had Giselle paying all the bills. And he could just, I'll take 17 million when I really could take 35 million, shit like that. And give
Yeah,
him
that's a
more
good
money.
point. Like, I think that's also a good detail to highlight, because all those years, like, Brady got that, like, all those kudos for being such a selfless guy. It's like, yeah, dog, his wife's worth $500 million. Like, he's not exactly, it's not charity.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what she's pissed. I was like, wait, I did my part. I helped fund you becoming one of the greatest quarterbacks ever
The
in one
greatest.
way. The greatest, yeah. He was one of, though, at the point. Now he's
That's a
definitively
good
did.
point. Yeah, definitively now. And, like, also kind of indisputably, right? So, yeah,
Right.
maybe it's
Because he
time.
has so many rings. And even the last year in Tampa, I mean, that was kind of a super team he kind of built. And again, if you got, I think he had a bigger contract then, but still, it's not easy when you got her paying the bills.
Dude, and like, just think about her, right? Like, I don't know anything about Giselle. She could be a lovely woman, but
Right.
from what I know of beautiful women, they're a lot. They're a handful. Like,
Handful, right?
because they have so much social status and they know it, and they're like, they can be really vicious and mean because they're so used to being on top of everything. Like, it's like they can cut like few girls can cut. And so it's like, if you have that, and she's got all this financial leverage over you, and she's been your wife for like 15 years, like, that,
Ooh.
it's got to be fucking difficult, man. It's got to be challenging, even for the greatest of all time, even for the
He's
GOAT.
still a human, right? And
Yeah.
it's like
He's a dude.
she was a supermodel. She was like certifiably the most beautiful woman on earth type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never really thought she was all that attractive. I mean, in the realm of supermodels. And obviously,
Yeah.
if I just saw her on the
You'd be like,
street,
whoa,
you know what I
right?
mean, I'd crumple.
Yeah.
But, like, in the realm of supermodels, I never thought she was like the hottest one. But she's
I mean,
clearly an alpha bitch, man. Like, I don't know. I don't even understand why Giselle is worth so much money.
what it was is she took stock. So anytime she when she was rising through the ranks, she does some shit from Calvin Klein or whatever. I'm just saying that as an example. I don't know what she actually modeled for, right? But she's like, no, give me stock in the company. I don't want the whatever my pay, put it in stock. And so as that stock has accrued over however many years of her doing that, it's not worth a lot
Really?
of money.
That's
Yeah.
how that's so she's like savvy with stocks?
Yes.
Buddy, that's got to be a difficult woman to be like. She needs to be married to like a Bezos. Like, as much as Brady's great, he's still a dude.
No,
He's
it's
a jock.
Elon and only Elon, because Bezos doesn't have the. Because you saw that picture with Bezos and his wife and Leo. It's like, yeah, you got all the money and you're smart and shit, but you're not slinging it. Like, you got to sling the dick to these girls. You can't just be, oh, I'm rich. It's like, nah, bruh. You can't just have a beautiful wife and think she's not going to go ahead and run off with the wide receiver with good cardio.
But
know
let
what
me
I'm
can I show you a picture that I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
looking up. All right, so this is I just looked up Giselle Bündchen's net worth, right?
Right.
And then this is a picture that's on there, right? All right. Look, like, Tom Brady looks like some kind of a duke. He looks like some kind of
Yeah.
German duke or something. It's like, what the hell is he wearing? Like, there's no way Tom Brady wakes
Pick
up
that
in the
out.
morning and chooses that. There's no way. So
No.
that's her. That's her dressing up her man like a fucking living Ken doll.
He doesn't even look comfortable, and she looks like
This is
own
everything
this,
I ever wanted. She's living her princess life right now. Like
right?
everything, yeah. So it's like I think that supports my argument. Like
I think you're 100% correct. I think man, you would never think this alpha leader because it doesn't look like he owns the balls, right? It looks
no,
like they're
and
in
this
her
is probably
purse.
all the shit she wants to do. This is probably what she loves. She probably loves going to these stupid fashion shows that Brady could give a fuck less about. She's annoying. She's probably really, anxious and demanding and needy. Like, and he just wants to, I thought marrying a supermodel would be awesome. This sucks.
That's exactly what it looks like. Like, I thought being this great quarterback, marrying a supermodel, everything would be good, and now look at me, dressed up in this crazy fucking supervillain outfit with the
and with
property.
with a gay hint. Like he looks very homo in that. Like it's not.
Especially the way he did his hair. It's like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that whatever haircut he got was more than he probably had spent on haircuts his entire life outside of it, right?
And look, they're like coordinated. Like they're both like shades of gold. Like this is all her idea. It also matches her hair. Like this entire thing is Giselle just using her quarterback husband as like a prop in her fantasy.
Yes. And that's why he's back.
And she's living it.
That's why he'll play until he's 50 if he can.
And that's why he's having uncharacteristic breakdowns on the sidelines, smashing, tablets and losing to like teams he should probably beat. I mean, it's like, they've both been really tough games, but he got smoked by the Chiefs tonight, didn't he?
Yeah, I was watching that game. It wasn't all his fault. I mean, there was
they lost by 10. This thing got smoked.
Yeah. Well, it was wide at one point and it kind of closed up. It was not quite 20. I want to say 17 or 18 points at one point.
Well, and let's be honest, we're definitely looking at a passing of the guard here. Brady, even if he is great, he's very much on his way out.
Yes,
and Mahomes is in his the beginning of his prime.
Yeah, he is. Even what? One thing I will say, actually watching that game, Brady did make some throws. I'm like, okay, he's still making throws that like you got to be a good quarterback to make. So he's still, he ain't dead yet, but yeah, he's not. This isn't prime time Brady.
Real estate. In early 2020, Giselle and Tom slashed the price. Oh, so I thought maybe she invested. Oh, they bought undeveloped plot of land, LA's Brentwood neighborhood. Ooh, that's worth money. For $9 million. Over the next 3, they spent an additional $20 million. Oh, this is just for their house.
Oof.
Oh, okay. Oh, Dre brought the property for $50 million. So they invested 30 and made 20. Damn.
That might be her too.
Yeah, dude. Maybe she's just mad. Oh, that's gotta be a lot, dude. That's gotta be a lot. She's savvy with business.
Savvy with business. Has been told how beautiful she is to the point where she's quantifiably one of the richest supermodels on earth. So that ego, there's no way her ego is anything less than the trillion, right?
Doesn't she come from money too?
She might. I don't know that much about that.
I don't either, but I thought she like came from money.
That would make it even worse.
Right? Like, so she probably has like her family's financial advisors, like helping her like blossom this empire.
Man. But you know what? You get what you pay for. You just thought, oh, you know what? I'm marrying a supermodel. I'm Tom Brady. I'm this, that, and the third. I think, you know what it is? Sometimes guys have too big of egos. Even with Will Smith, because I thought about that when I saw the picture. It's like, because he let the guy in his home. You just think, well, I'm this. Nobody else is going to fuck my wife. Or I'm this. I'm going to, any girls are just going to do what I want. It's like, no. You can't overinflate your ego just because of your achievements, because your achievements in one field don't translate over to everything else. I don't think guys, I don't think we do that as no. It's like, oh no, I'm the shit because of this. It's like, okay,
that
cool.
does happen. I've heard that as there's like, is that the Dunning-Kruger effect?
I think so. I think that's
Yeah, you think you're good in one thing, so you think you'll be immediately good in other things, and then you have this blind spot about personal growth and like treating that new thing like with the same respect you treated the other thing that you got into it with.
Yep.
But hey, listen to this. This is interesting.
Yeah.
So she was born in 1980 in Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul. She's of German descent.
Huh.
Huh? A German in South America?
That's listen. You would get on me if I said something with me and Rob.
But that's not conspiratorial. That happens.
Oh, okay, where's the line? Because that is somewhat conspiratorial. Because there are people who believe Funny Mustache Man never left.
But that's the crazy part. That's the part I'm not talking about. There are Nazis who moved to South America.
Okay.
That's a real traceable fact. I'm not saying, he's also on the other side of the moon plotting his comeback.
I didn't say
that's
he was
crazy.
on the other side of the moon, just that he might have been one of them. And I don't know that he was either, because I didn't.
But that's all the speculative shit that I'm just like, okay, man, we could speculate on things that could be all day. But the fact of the matter is, Nazis did go to South America. They did
stuff
flee.
That I talk about that's confirmed and not speculative, and then you still get about.
Not for everything. No, look, listen,
not everything.
That I don't think what I just pointed out qualifies. I think that's interesting as fuck, dude. Like,
I know.
Maybe Giselle's a Nazi, dude.
I think it is as interesting as shit too. But I mean,
that's funny.
Yeah, I do. Well, there's a high chance of that, man.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
In South America of German descent and also like ruthlessly efficient in business and shit.
Right?
That's suspicious.
There is a high chance of that. It's like
it would be weird. It'd almost be weirder if it wasn't. It almost like, what the hell? How did another German just emigrate to South? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we're just speculating. It could be like, no, her dad moved there like 10 years before. He's a fucking railroad tycoon. Who knows? But it's interesting.
It is interesting.
Never heard that mentioned before.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I think, well, to go back to when the speculative or not, there's a fine line, man. Sometimes I think you are so conditioned that whenever me and Rob say something, it doesn't matter how accurate it is or how confirmable it is.
I absolutely have PTSD from the both of you. Yeah, 100%. So I'm like an abused wife. I just like twitch at the first sign of anything. Like
Because yeah. And I'm starting to be like, come on, man, every single thing. Because it's like clearly some stuff is. But I'm talking about with you, like you can't dismiss everything. I know everything I say isn't going to be 100% accurate all the time. I'm not an expert in everything. I don't go to eyes wide shut parties. But it's not like there aren't conspiracy theories that we can confirm rather to like the whole culture war. Like if I say this all the time, if you would have said in 2012 that there was a LGBTQ agenda, I think most people would have laughed at you. You know what I'm saying? But clearly there is. Or a feminist agenda. Some people are like, huh? What are you talking about? But you can clearly see it. That in and of itself, to some people it is going to sound like, there's dinosaurs on the moon shooting lasers and lizard people and shit like that.
Yeah, and look, because sometimes it is just that. The thing about like that one in particular is that it's quantifiable. I can prove it. Like I can trace it all the way back to the college courses that it's taught from. I can hear the same people that are making the things that we have such an issue with repeat the same rhetoric that the crazy blue-haired college kids and college professors are teaching. So that's not like an opinion. Like that's like these are the facts.
Well, I've said something about just I'm not even gonna go crazy. The Iran-Contra drug thing. When I say, drugs coming into country for the government, that's quantifiable too.
And I never disagree with that. I never had an issue with that one. That's a real thing. There was like Congress hearings about that.
Well, I think sometimes even if I'm saying that, it's like, or something that there was Congress hearings, maybe it is the PTSD, maybe it's the battered wife syndrome. But I mean, me and Rob aren't lizard people, guy. At least I don't know. Rob, you're in the chat. Hopefully,
fuck. Rob probably is.
Are you a lizard?
I guess I just mean like even if you are. It just, to me, I guess when it's all the time, I just get like a little like, because it's almost like it kind of just kills the conversation. Like now we just have to talk about that. And it's all like, it's like, all right. I mean, we can speculate on it, I guess. You know what I mean? We can come up with, but it's just kind of like, are we? Is it? I don't know. I guess I just give. I don't mind with like when you. I don't mind that you do it at all. It's just that it's hard sometimes to carry a conversation when it just goes right to that, like for every topic. It's just like, all right.
I can understand that element, but then my thought is something like 2020. There's certain things that happen. It's like, man, I can't help but to. I don't want to lose looking at things from that perspective, because we see things that are like subversive. We see things
I mean,
that are.
it is your birthday. I think I should probably indulge you.
Yeah, you should.
I
You
forgot it was your
absolutely should.
birthday. Yeah, it
You,
just felt
you
like another show, but this is a special
yeah.
day. So, what planet is Tom Brady really from?
He's from Earth. It's
Oh,
just that
okay.
his dad.
I don't know.
It's just that his dad may be a Freemason. That's. And I'm not joking about that part. His dad's a billionaire.
Where? Well, then, yeah, that seems likely. Where did that? What's the rumor there?
I mean, it was just that.
You think they gave him cybernetic parts, and that's why he's such a good quarterback?
Talking about cybernetic parts.
I mean, I'm just saying it would. You know, he doesn't really get injured. He's had a long career. I mean, maybe they gave him some special blood or something.
You know, one thing I do notice.
Super soldier serum could be.
Ironically enough, that might be closer to it than anything. Or just allow a motherfucker to do steroids. And it doesn't have to be that deep. Just hey, you can do steroids these other motherfuckers can't. Enjoy.
Yeah, maybe they blast like mind waves at like the other teams so that their fingers just kind of miss, you know, the ball and they catch it, or like Wes Welker can suddenly just run way faster than he used to be able to, like
Magnetic
satellites
gloves.
from space, magnetic gloves.
One thing I do notice, I feel like, and maybe this is probably fan me. I always felt like Tom Brady teams get allowed, like the O line gets allowed to hold, no matter who he.
I agree. I always felt like, and I don't know if that's like, there's definitely things where like that might be the league, just they favor those guys. That could be that, or it could genuinely be like, because we've talked about how the NFL could be rigged, and I still like kind of believe it. Like,
yeah,
just because you're just like, how could the Browns and the Lions and the Jets and all these teams be bad for literally decades? How's that possible?
Yeah, especially with a league when the draft rotates by schedule, so you should ideally be able to draft better players.
And there's a cap.
Yeah, and there's a salary cap and revenue spending, just in case, there's issues there. So there's everything to facilitate parity, and certain franchises just don't receive that regardless of what happens.
Yeah, like no football geniuses grew up Browns fans to the point where they're like, that's going to be what I'm going to do. Like, I'm this brilliant defensive coordinator. Like, I want to work for the Browns. Like, that guy doesn't exist.
Right? Especially, I mean, like, people our ages are now like the guys who are coordinators and shit, right? So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'd think somebody would have went along like, no, I see some of the issues. I'm going to do what I can to work for the Lions or the Browns or some shit like that. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, like, is there like no one in any of these front offices that recognizes year in and year out we're terrible? Like,
right?
I don't understand.
How? Shit, even it seems like the Cowboys, which, okay, sometimes they'll make the playoffs, but I mean, they haven't won in 30 some odd years.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, just like, let's just say you got one of these franchises, you had a 3-win season. It's like, all I would do for the next 5 years is just build the best offensive and defensive lines in football.
Right?
First of all, offensive linemen, if you forget a good one, you can lock them down for 10 years easy. They don't trade like free agents. It's not that they're not like a running back who goes, high contracts. They usually stay put. You give them enough money, you give them a decent team to do that. So you build an offensive line, easy. Defensive line, definitely tougher, but still possible. Especially if you're always losing, you're going to always have the top draft pick. So defensive ends they're pretty high in demand, so you're going to know who the top one is. And not you even need ESPN for that because you have professional scouts. So I just don't understand how you can't build a good fucking football team.
Here's another thing. I don't think there's a salary cap on coaches. So let's say you wanted not just head coaches, but assistant coaches that like, oh, this guy's the best offensive line coach in the NFL. We're hiring him. You know what I mean? I think that's possible. But for some reason, none of these franchises ever figure it out every year, decade after decade.
It's crazy to me. That's why you're just like,
Right? How can the Lions have never won since 1957?
I don't know. I always thought the NBA was rigged well before I thought about the NFL.
Yeah, that it is. But you know what? There's an element of me as a wrestling fan. I still kind of, I don't. It's. I hate to say it. I don't care that it's rigged. I do care that it's rigged. I can't be this conspiracy theorist and then not care that it's rigged. Right. Um. The part of it's still kind of entertaining, even if it is.
That's the thing. I also think kind of like, yeah, I would like to know whether it is, and also I don't really care.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's a
Because I
game.
don't
It's a
know the
sport.
outcome,
It's
right?
and I don't give a shit.
And
Like you
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
gambling.
Like
I think
what's
the
the difference? I'm
gambling for
not
the most
gambling.
is.
That's true. Yeah, there might be a fucking war with the mob if they knew that was true. But like, I'm just kind of like that would suck. I'd be disappointed, But like, I don't even watch that. It's like I mean, I'm not saying I don't care. I do care, but I'm not going to do any work to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. I get that. I mean, I do care because it's like, I, just because I do think everything is fake, and I'm just sick of it all you've been throwing in
Well,
my face. But what I will say is, if it is fake, I mean, the fact that they're doing every time I watch an NFL game, outside the shitty commercials that they have, there's always like a casino or a Fox Bet or a DraftKings or some other
yeah.
gambling thing, and it's like, buddy, if you're not corrupt, you're not advertising gambling doesn't really help your case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, we really do live in like that land that Pinocchio went to when he turned into a donkey.
Yeah,
You
right.
know what I mean? We really do. Like, just it's
Just
all just like sin
vice
here,
everywhere.
vice everywhere. Just take it, gamble, have sex, do drugs, take it all.
I never would have thought of that. The Pinocchio land where he's like, where he goes where all the bad boys go and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is Sodom and Gomorrah.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, a little bit. Like, there's a lot of easy access vice.
Man, is it ever? Shit, I'm living just in a state of decriminalized. Well, not the state, but the city is decriminalized weed. It's like, man, I could get really good weed for cheap. It's not a like, it's just everywhere. And if you want to like order some pussy, just go on Instagram. And I mean, if you're willing to put money out, a lot of these chicks will fuck for money. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, but it's
not.
easy. I mean, it's easier than that. You don't even need.
You
I mean,
really don't
there's
need to do that. You're
no,
not
there's ways to
wrong.
get prostitutes and hand jobs and shit. That's not
Yeah, you got massage parlors and all
in
this other shit.
cities. I mean, yeah, it's
Cities,
everywhere.
you don't even have to do all that. You're right. I'm not that type, and I'm not just saying that I'm legit ain't, but I just
I'll
nowadays
tell
it's
you. I'll tell you where I am. Although
yeah.
I've never got one, but I totally would.
Mm,
Like a happy ending massage. I would do
yeah.
that without thinking twice. Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
a prostitute once,
Oh.
and it was awful.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I was
Damn.
so drunk, dude. I was so drunk. But also, like, I just felt the complete void of connection that this was just a job for her. That I
Yeesh.
was just like renting her body for the night. Like,
Ugh, that's
it
not
was
good.
gross. I didn't. I felt. I didn't. I don't even think. I didn't even fuck her. Like, I mean, I felt nothing. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. It was just like.
Ew.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I
That's
just.
not
This
good.
is. It wasn't a good feeling. She wasn't like. She didn't. I didn't feel like she was a human trafficked girl or anything. It was just kind of like. This is. I don't like this. This
Yeah.
doesn't feel good. But, however, that being said, the happy ending massage, I want one every single time I get a massage.
Yeah.
Every time.
I've only gotten one massage and no, there was no happy ending for me. I probably need more massages because my body's all fucking snapped up.
You gotta start
Um,
working out. You gotta start moving.
Yeah, I'm starting to get on the bike. I'm starting to get on the
All
bike.
right. All right. There we go.
And I probably should walk after this. Walk my dog just a couple blocks.
There we go. There it
Do some
is.
shit after the stream or after this recording. Even though I'll be drunk. But yeah, I don't know if I can do. I have too much anxiety for a happy ending or any of this shit. Like I couldn't do it.
Well, that's what's kind of cool about a massage, though, is you're so relaxed.
Yeah.
Like that by design. Like it releases endorphins into your body
Mhm.
just by its very nature. Like, you know what I mean? They just like get these knots out and you're just like, oh, and you feel so good. There's like peaceful music. She's massaging you for like an hour. Like it's so natural. Like to me, I just feel like that should just be part of being a masseuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, or it should be very clearly labeled which is and which isn't. You know what I mean? Like I don't think this should be illegal. This should just be part of it.
Man, I will say this: the one massage I got, the girl was pretty cute, and afterwards I really did want to fuck her brains out. Like I really wanted to
Right?
fuck her so much because it's kind of a sensual thing, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just supposed to get up and just go about my life? The fuck?
It's weird. It's weird. The last massage I got, like, I was kind of pissed off at her because she kept, like, she was doing.
Watson.
Well, she was doing things where I'm like, that's not just part of this massage, right? Like, you could feel her energy. Like, she was, and I don't know, maybe she was just interested in me. You know, she could have just been wanting to date me and didn't want, you know, to be a sex worker that day. I don't know. Yeah. But, like, the way she was grabbing my fingers, you know, as part of, like, you know what I mean? It felt like the way a girl grabs your dick. Like, it was very much, like, sensual.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was like, I got sexually frustrated by it. I was just kind of like, yo, you are like winding me up intentionally, and you're just like, all right, we're done. Like, whoa, that's fucked up.
See, this part why I don't really want to get massaged. Cause I definitely don't want a dude to put his hands all over me. I'm sure he's an expert, but that's not what I want.
No, that'd be uncomfortable as hell.
If a chick does it, it's like, man, I want more than this. I'm not just trying to enter the massage.
Yeah. It did kind of ruin the massage because I got so distracted by am I going to get a hand job that I couldn't relax into the massage anymore once she like turned me over and shit.
Oh, man. I could imagine, especially if she's like massaging either with like your thigh or like your abdomen getting low and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
it was, yeah, it got this, and I kind of tuned out of the massage and then was just like in hunter brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is this going to happen? Is this going to happen? You know what I mean? And it kind of ruined the whole event.
Oh, man.
I know. But like that's my point though. It's not my fault. Like I'm wired for this. Like this is like a woman puts her hands on me all day for an hour, you know, in like sensual ways. It's like it's just natural to wanna bang her.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and that's why I think it's like it should be part of it. I just think it should be. And there is no female equivalent. They're just gonna massage you and then just give you like a wand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Well, why do we need a female equivalent? Fuck them. Yeah. Shit. You guys figure it out. You tell us. Shit.
God damn. No. Alienating women. That's just so sexist of you.
Another day in the culture coronavirus, I guess. As you can probably hear, a little bit more alcohol has gone down. So I don't have my lighter. It's in the other room, but I do have the bottle, so that's getting used.
Yep. I finished that double barrel bourbon on the stream. That was actually, I mean, I'm kind of happy I had it because like now I don't have any temptations in the house, so that's good.
There you go.
Yeah, but that was an expensive bottle. Probably shouldn't have finished it. Yeah, I lost myself on the stream there a little bit.
Yeah.
When I woke up with the empty bottle, I was like, oh, that kind of. Yeah. That was an expensive stream. I definitely didn't make enough back in Super Chats.
Send more Super Chats to fund the bottle that Matt went through.
Yeah, to make up for my losses.
Yeah. See, I'm drinking. I just have a bottle of Jameson. Something classic and simple. Shout out to Jameson.
Shouts to J-Mo. All right. I had another football story. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Or do you want to change? Do you have anything else? It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
I'm riding along. Like I said, I've had I'm not at one shot too many, but the next shot will probably be one shot too many. And I am going to take that next shot. So you should probably go ahead and direct where we're going. So yeah, another football story works. It's football season. Shit. This is still America. We still like football. Rigged or not, this is still just a thing.
So I was at work today, and everybody at work plays fantasy football. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about that. I don't fuck with fantasy. It corrupts the game as far as I'm concerned.
It's the game, the integrity of the shield.
I mean, kind of like it just sort of makes it like all about these points and these players. It's not really about winning the games anymore, and it's not about what team you like and like this team. It's just kind of about, I don't know. It's very abstract.
Millennial version of everything. He loses all his value and it gets stripped down to just.
Yeah, it's just bastardized. I have no interest. I mean, people can do it. It just doesn't interest me. But because of that, everyone's talking about football at work all the time. And someone was saying that I guess like a player got carted off and no one knew why or whatever. And I was like, shit, maybe he had to like go to the bathroom, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, it turns out I was right. He did have to go. Yeah. So Seahawks DK Metcalf carted off field to use bathroom. Quote, wouldn't have made it.
And this was in the Lions game. It's not that he shit on us. He took a shit during the game.
During the fourth quarter of Seattle's 48-45 win over the Lions. Sorry, Fitch. Didn't mean to do this on your birthday.
Jesus Christ.
On Sunday, the Seattle Star wideout was carted off the field to the lavatory. DK, this is TSN.
No.
Hold on, let's see.
DK Metcalf on the cart being taken from the field moments ago. 7 catches in the game, 149 yards.
What happened to home field advantage where you do all sorts of cheat shit to the opposing team? We should have made it so he had to shit himself. We should. Oh,
Just
the
like
bathroom door.
Someone goes over there and locks the bathroom.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. Oh shit. We gotta get keys. We gotta
Oh,
find
what are you gonna
somebody,
do?
DK. Take 20 minutes. He will have. Oh man. Oh shit. Fuck
Wait.
him.
So sideline reporter Jen Hale broke the news to viewers just in case they thought Metcalf suffered an injury, and he appeared to confirm it after the win. That clinch walk wouldn't have made. DK was gonna shit himself on the field.
See, the Lions defense are getting torched by a guy who has to take a shit.
Buddy, and you know, was Metcalf, what's his position? Is he a
He's wide receiver.
wide receiver? He's a big guy, man. You know that wouldn't be like a little shit. That would be a torrent explosion.
No.
That would be bad, dude.
Man, I've always wondered though, like how do they not all shit and piss themselves all throughout the game?
I was thinking that exact same thing. I made that joke at work, but I was like, yeah, I wonder that must happen. I mean, right?
Has to.
Yeah.
They get hit hard, man. You go across the middle, get hit in the stomach.
Yeah, I never
bro.
even thought of that. Yeah, that's a great point. Because I think about, like, when I go to the gym sometimes, like, if you push it hard, like, all of a sudden I get some gurgling going. I'm like, whoa, all right, better go. You know what I mean? Got to go to the bathroom real quick. It's uncomfortable, but you got to do it. But, yeah, these guys are going for 4 hours or however long. I mean, they have halftime. But still, they're sprinting full out. They're doing all these workouts. I mean, I know that's their life, but it's got to happen, man. It's got to get to the point. Yeah.
Oh,
That
man.
clinch walk wouldn't have made it.
Was that Lions staff that helped him? Don't help him out. You're supposed to, oh, man, I don't know, man.
Oh, the cart won't start. I don't know. We're having electrical issues with the battery.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to that?
Oh, and he
type
had
of shit?
seven catches and
That's
149 yards. Damn.
Should have made him shit himself. Fuck him. Jeez. We're getting torched. You know, Lions have the #1 scoring offense in the league and the worst defense in the league at the same time. Worst scoring defense in the league.
You can't hold a 45-point lead. That's crazy. Yeah, that's not good.
This is ridiculous,
he almost
man.
shit himself.
This is
DK.
ridiculous. And we helped him to the bathroom. So he shit all over us, and then we helped him take an actual shit. It's just like the motherfucking Lions. That's why it has to be rigged. No franchise can be this bad. You can't just draw this shit up. You have to script it. I think you know what? This is where the conspiracy theory, and this is where it does have a thing, right? Because like thinking about sports, it makes it easier to swallow when your team is shitty if you think it's rigged. It's like, oh yeah, we're just not in the cards. They're just rigging it against us. Because actually accepting that you have the worst football franchise in the history of the sport, bar fucking none, is hard to do. Because tell me there's been a worse franchise than the Lions. Maybe the Browns. That's the only other team you can think of. There couldn't have been.
In football?
In football. Even your Jets made it to the damn AFC Championship a couple of times.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. But the Jets are so embarrassing though. Like there's a little difference. Like, yeah, the Lions suck, but at least you kind of know that going in. I know that that's not like that comforting, but the Jets will they'll lead you on. It's like a beautiful woman that you think is in you, and then she's like, "Nah, I'm fucking this guy. Beat it, loser." And you're like, "Shit, I almost thought my life mattered." Almost thought I was a special person. Fuck, I'm still a loser. That's how it feels, man, because it's like you'll have like this with Sanchez, the Sanchez, and then he became Dirty Sanchez, which is much more accurate. And it was like he comes into the league, like not doing great, but doing well enough. They win all these games. This explosive defense that's just running on people. 2 consecutive AFC Championship games, and then like humiliation after humiliation, the butt fumble, and all these things where it falls so far down that I almost wish we didn't have the height, because then the bottom wouldn't hurt so bad.
I gotta tell you, from always being at the bottom, outside of like when we have a generational skill position player like Calvin Johnson or Barry Sanders, and then we ruin them, it sucks. Like, it's not better. I mean, it's not better to just always, we're gonna lose every game almost.
I guess that's true.
If there's any consolation, is that the Lions have already won a game, so it's not another season where we're like 8 or 9 games in, wondering if
that's as bad as it's gotten. Well, at least we know we won't go defeated all season,
because the Lions have actually done it for one, and tried to like 5 or 6 times in my lifetime. And I'm not exaggerating. We're at least 8 games in, they don't have a win.
Well, the Jets won today. They pulled out like a big fourth quarter comeback, which was good to see. And they did it with Zach Wilson, like their new quarterback. Yeah. And they did like a trick play. They did a double reverse and threw it to the quarterback in the end zone. He actually caught this, which was like, that's sick. And it was against the Steelers. You know what I mean? Not the Steelers are that good, but still division, like a conference rivalry relatively. But it's like, that's cool that happened. It's like, all right, dope. That's good. But then the Mets are playing the Atlanta Braves right now. Well, they were playing. They did 3 games in a row because they're both like a game or 2. Like, they're both fighting for the top of the division. The top of the division will get a first-round bye in the playoffs. The Mets got swept.
Oh man,
swept. This talking about a first-round bye. You just gave yourself, all you need to do is win a few of these games, and you're giving yourself an automatic first-round victory in the playoffs, and you couldn't do it. Couldn't even win one of these games. It's like, well, this looks terrible going into the playoffs. This is like so deflating. There's only like 3 games left or 4 games left or something.
Oh, that sucks. Because now it's like, are they going to Mets it out in the playoffs and just?
And also, that, and also the leagues look like, they're not the team they used to be. They weren't not the team they were in June.
Well, I was wondering, like, even though I didn't follow baseball hard, when you were talking about, the Mets are good, I'm like, can they keep that up all year long? All year?
They kept it up for most of the year. I mean, they had the best record in the NL for like 2/3 of the season, and then the LA set a franchise record in wins, and they're the best. Yeah, they're the best in the NL by far. But they still have been super competitive for the whole year. Like, that's why they're both neck and neck for the divisional title But they just past few weeks, they've just been playing like really weak. And the thing is, like, we had our best pitchers against. We had our 1, 2, 3 against the Braves, and we lost every game. Couldn't hit, and we gave up.
That's
like
as good as losing a series in the playoffs almost.
Yeah,
it's late. Ooh.
Yeah, so we're going to play an extra series. You know what I mean? Like, so, and we, probably against the Dodgers, I think, which is like great. We have to go play the best team. It's like this could be a first round elimination.
Oh, man. Well, it might be exactly what it is.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, against the Dodgers, they're on fire.
Blame Molek, man. It's all his fault. Shit. It's all his fault. He's a Dodgers fan, apparently, so it's not all about the Mets. Kingpin was wrong.
Well, I mean, look, it hasn't happened yet. It just looks bad.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I hope the Mets do well. It's not like the Tigers have anything to root for. So just, for you vicariously.
Thank you. That would be nice. I'd like to see some playoff wins. The World Series would be great.
I always root for like shitty franchises. Again, I'm a Lions fan, so it's just like I feel like there's a lot of franchises that are in similar water where it's like we don't ever have a chance to ever do well ever. So it's like probably a lot more in baseball because I mean, shit. There's no salary cap still, right, in baseball, right?
No.
Oh, man.
Not even kind of, no. The Yankees. See, you can empathize, though, right? Like, the Yankees, like, Aaron Judge, 61 home runs, ties Roger Maris's record. There's only a few games left in the season, and if he's going to break it, it won't be at home. It won't be at Yankee Stadium. So, it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like just another classic record for a team that does nothing but win all the time with all the best players, has all the history in baseball in one fucking team.
Yeah.
And there's these poor Yankee fans. Well, they won't get to be there when he breaks the AL home run record. Oh,
That was also owned by a Yankee that was broken from another Yankee, and he was competing with another Yankee to break that record. Yeah. No, it's
you get it. You get it.
Yes, it's just the same as the Lions never winning a Super Bowl since '57. Winning 27. What do they got? 28.
Being a Yankee fan is definitely playing life on recruit.
That's not fair. I don't even think Yankees have real fans, right? I think they have people.
They do. Holy shit, they do.
Well, I've heard. I say that as soon as I heard about the Bronx Zoo.
Oh, dog. The Yankee fans are Yankee fans.
They're nuts.
Yeah, well, how could you not be? They win all the time. They got all the great players, all the great stories.
But there's a class of Yankee fan I don't think exists. They're just like, well, they're fair weather fans with a team that's always going to be fair weather. They never have to be tested.
That's a good point.
Fandom. You know what I mean? Because anytime the Yankees are just slightly dipping, they just kind of disappear. It's like, you fuckers.
They were bad in the 80s, apparently. Apparently, they had a real rough streak like in the 80s. But it's like, so what? Like, you still have all those more championships than every other franchise. You know what I mean? Like, the next one's like 12. They have like 30 or something. It's just like
something like that. Yeah.
It's an insane gap between these two.
What do you want in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s? Missed out in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s.
2000s, like yeah, you've never had like a real dry streak. Like,
get out of here.
Yeah, so it's like this. I just like almost would feel like, I don't know, being a Yankee fan's like cheap.
Yeah, it's like you're not a real fan. Like,
yeah, it'd be like being a fan of like. Doug Stanhope had the best line about it. He's like, being a Yankee fan is like going to a casino and rooting for the house.
Right? It's exactly like that.
It's like exactly like they're supposed to win.
I mean, any random season, statistically speaking, odds are the best odds that the team who won the championship is the Yankees, right? No matter what, you just pick a year, odds are, because of how many they've won, it's probably the Yankees.
I want to see their like record over the past, like, Yankees team history encyclopedia. Okay, I want to just see like over the past years. All right, how many games they've won. All right. So 97, 92. Then there's 2020. That was the truncated season, so that doesn't really count because they only played 60 games. 29, 103, 100, 91, 84, 87, 84, 85, 95, 97, 95, 103, 89, 94, 97, 95, 101, 101, 103, 95, 87, 98, 114.
How far back are we now? This is 90.
That's 98. 98 is 114. 96, 92, 95, they had 79. And then this is where, it's actually, they weren't that great. So we had to go all the way back to 95 to go under mid-80s wins. The lowest on that stretch was 84, which is still good. That's still competitive.
Yeah. Which year was the strike-shortened season in the early 90s? Was it 92 or 3?
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, that was 94.
94, okay.
Yeah, 94. And they still won 70 games.
Okay. This is ridiculous.
79 and 95. And then it goes down. So now 93 is 88. 92 is 76. 91 is 71. 90 is 67. Even this, though. I mean, like, they won 97 games in 85.
Yeah. And I mean,
91 and 83.
I guess in 80. 40. You know what I mean? No. The worst is 81 at 59 games. Okay. But they only played 107 that season for some reason. So, that's not even that bad. Oh, shit.
They've never been bad. Shut the fuck up, Yankee fans. You never had a slump.
No, you didn't. Oh, we only won 84 games. What the fuck are we? Like, motherfucker, as many sub-80 win games the Tigers have had in my life, probably most of the years of my life have been sub-80 win games. We did have some good teams in the 2000s that didn't cap off and win the championship. But, like, most franchises don't get anywhere close to that level of success.
No, I mean, it's just, and if you just go back and just look at all the World Series wins, and even when it's like they lost World Series, so they were there.
Yeah, how many World Series appearances do they have?
A fuck lot.
They're probably in like 30 to 40% of all the World Series that ever have been.
Yeah, like
Maybe
listen to this
more.
run. Look at this fucking run from 1949 to 1964. In 1949, they won the World Series. In 1950, they won the World Series. 51, they won. 52, they won.
Wow.
53, they won.
Wow.
54, they didn't make it. 55, they lost. 56, they won. 57, they lost. 58, they won. 59,
Wow.
they didn't make it. They lost 1960. They won 61, 62,
Wow.
and they lost the next two. They were like in every single World Series for like 20 years.
Yeah, winning most of them, only missing like
Winning
two of
like
them.
a huge winning percentage, like 80%.
It's amazing that baseball was able to grow with such dominance by one team.
It is
NBA,
crazy,
New York.
right?
But I think this is part of like international, like national fandom, because it's not like there's just Yankee fans in New York. There are Yankee fans everywhere, just like there are Laker fans everywhere. It's like there are Cowboy fans everywhere. That's the thing about these franchises.
That's true. It's true.
That, enjoy. Obviously, the Cowboys haven't been as good as the other ones, but like they still had those runs in the 70s or in the 90s where you can get so many fans, and then they stay lifelong fans just because of that success.
Dude, it's crazy too. And also, like from 36 to 43, they were dominant as fuck. Won 4 World Series in a row from 1936 to 1939. Didn't make it in 1940. Won again in 1941. Lost in 42, and then won again in 1943.
Wow.
That's fucking insane. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Out of 8 years, they were there 7 times, and out of 8, they won 6.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And what's crazier is we're talking over such a wide gap from the 30s to the 60s, them winning most of the championships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, there's a whole turnover of multiple generations of players. You know what I mean? There's not like there's one player
exactly.
on all those teams.
Right, exactly. And it's like the names, you know what I mean? They're legends. It's Ruth, Gehrig, Mickey Mantle. You know what I mean?
Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio. Like, you even get there. You got
Yogi Berra.
Wade Boggs, Yogi Berra. Like, just countless legends.
Yeah, and then you get
on all these teams.
Your boy Jeter, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they would get whoever the top free agent was just in that era. So even if they weren't the greatest player historically.
All those names are famous. Pettit, Giambi.
Yeah.
O'Neal. All these guys. It's just there were just so many superstars on those teams. Like it's almost I just would feel like embarrassed to be a fan. It's like, yeah. That's like being like, dude, you know what I root for? Money. I root for money. It's like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, of course, everyone likes money. Like, what is that?
Well,
it's a terrible analogy, but
well, actually, it led me to a better one. We talk about the people who root for big corporations now, right? We go back into the culture war. The left roots for the big corporations now. So there's that kind of comp. It's like, yeah, let's root for Amazon and root for
It would be like rooting for Amazon over like a mom and pop shop or something like that. You'd just be like, get him, Amazon. Take that coffee distributor down.
Yeah, fuck them.
It's like, that's Amazon, of course. Yeah.
So.
Well, I honestly do hope Aaron Judge gets the record though. Like as much as it's like, I still kind of have like this weird thing with the Yankees,
Yeah. It's always cool to see, I guess. One thing I don't necessarily like is I've seen it said, like, he's a non-steroid guy, and I'm a guy who's like, listen, man, I'm not saying he is on juice. He might not be, but they're professional athletes who make a lot of money, and there's a lot of scientists and a lot of people who could. You can't ever say anyone's clean confirmed. You can't ever say anyone's dirty confirmed too. I get it. But I just have a hard time just saying, oh, yeah, there's no way possible anyone is on anything now that the MLB has done their due diligence. It's like, no, I don't believe it.
You think it's like a conspiracy? Like they want like a lighter skinned guy to like have the record?
No.
They don't want it to be Barry Bonds? No? Okay.
No, I'm not. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if somebody did think that. As crazy as that sounds, and who knows? No, but it wouldn't. I just think in general, steroids in pro sports, they would have to be rampant. You know what I mean? Because there's no way.
Dude, even his name, Aaron Judge, like It's a badass sounding name. Like, that
How did
sounds
you get
cool.
that name? That's not a real name. Somebody made that shit up. It's like Vigilante Williamson. Nobody's really named that shit.
Yeah. Oh, he
Judge.
was rookie of the year in 2017. He was a rookie at 25. Huh. That's kind of old.
Rookie, yeah.
Yeah. Bro, he weighs 282.
Jesus Christ! I did not realize he's that big. He doesn't look that big. He looks
big,
but he doesn't look.
He's 6'7", though. He's 6'7".
Yeah.
Dude, he's legit got 100 pounds on me.
Yeah.
100 pounds on me. That is insane.
About 5 or 6 inches.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, he's a big dude, and probably, more measurements than one, I would think.
I'll let you go there on your own. I'll let you go.
He better have a bigger dick than me. If Aaron Judge does not have a bigger dick than me, that's just some cruel shit that God would do to somebody. Give you all this, but then you have just kind of like a little.
Would you take that if you said, "Hey, you can be a superstar athlete, but your dick is small"? Would you take that trade?
What's small? Define small.
Like under 5 inches, like small.
Oof.
You get to. You're not just. We're not gonna give you an average size dick if you get to be a pro athlete. You gotta take a small boy.
That's gotta be rough. I mean, I guess you know what? Like, you'd have to say yes, because there's dudes out there with like a small dick and they're not. They're not superstar athletes. They're like, I don't have anything. I got nothing. So I guess just in honor for the boys, yeah, I'd have to. But like, that would just suck because especially if you're built like Aaron Judge, like you'd be like, well, you get to fuck all these chicks anyway. And it's like, yeah, and you get to see the disappointment in all of their faces. Every single time you take them home, you just see that they're like, oh, and they, the unsatisfied look in their face while they thought this like super athlete was gonna rock their world and never can do it. Oh, that would be a cruel Faustian trade-off, dude.
Right? Sounds like some one of those crazy ass fairy tales or some shit like that.
Yeah, like the what's that paper? Not the paper tiger, the lady or the tiger? No, the monkey's paw. The monkey's paw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you have to, something good, but you got to give something.
You got to give up something. Yeah. Oh man, that would be rough.
Right? Because part of the reason of being a pro athlete is to fuck bitches. I mean,
and the thing is, everyone would know.
Yeah.
Like, at least all your teammates would know because they shower together and shit.
Right.
So everyone would know you're not packing.
And then
which that would suck. And that would be a rumor. People would know. Oh, and there's nothing you can say. We're like, well, I still hit 65 home runs. You're like, I mean, yeah, but you've never satisfied a woman, so.
Well, maybe you're compensating from something there, Mr. Judge.
That's what drives you. Ooh, that would be interesting. I did hear comedian Mark Norman, tell a story that he had hooked up with a girl that had also hooked up with Jeter. And he said that Mr. Jeter is packing.
Oh, man. That's not a good situation either. To be like, oh, yeah, you're following up like a super athlete.
Yeah, but that, that's just life too, right? You can't.
I wouldn't want to know, is what my point. Like, don't tell me I'm following up Jeter and he's packing.
It depends on the situation. If you're my girlfriend, do not tell me that.
But if you're just
a girl I'm banging, like whatever, you obviously want to bang me.
I just don't want to know.
Like I don't expect to be the biggest guy you've ever been with. I'm not Peter North.
Well, I don't.
You know what I mean? I know I live in the world with men with bigger dicks than me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like that delusional.
I just don't want to know, though. Like, it's fine. You're right. But I don't need to know. I'm not going to tell her, hey, I used to fuck somebody way more attractive than you, but I'll just fuck you. Hey. Nobody wants to hear there being like.
But if it was like a celebrity and she asked you about it, like you wouldn't lie.
That's one thing. What did he ask? Like, hey, is Jeter have a bigger dick than me? Yeah,
I would. Not bigger than. I would want to know. I'd want to know if Jeter's packing.
I wouldn't.
And that's funny. I never even thought about that until Norman said that. I never even crossed my mind whether Jeter was packing. Like I just, for some reason, that thought never formulated in my head. And I was like, oh man, think about that. Like, not only is he Jeter, right? He's Derek fucking Jeter. He's this incredible athlete. He's banged all these supermodels, but they also were like well satisfied. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he did the job on them. Like, that's, whoo.
Well, he's not
Golly.
able to send all these hoes home with a gift basket and never call them because he's not doing that, right? You know what I mean?
That's true. And like the word gets around, like all these starlets, they got to be talking, right?
Yeah, that's how he's able to get them.
But he could probably still do it even if he wasn't, right?
Even if I don't know about. It's weird to think about.
Even
guys,
if it was just like averagely good, you know, like even if it was just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty decent. Like he could probably still crush.
Maybe not to that extent. You know what I mean?
Maybe not to that
high
extent.
level, man.
Yeah, he's got the highest.
About,
the highest. He's
right?
even he's got. I think he's like better than Leo, really.
Yeah, man. He was crushing like Jessica Alba in her prime and shit.
All of them in their prime, like so many in a row. Every hot starlet. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Literally,
he probably didn't send the movie stars with gift baskets.
Yeah,
there's probably like a professional courtesy there. It's usually just probably some gal. That is the pimpest move I've ever heard in my life, though.
You get a gift basket.
That is the pimpest thing I've ever heard of. That is so badass.
Who even thinks to do some shit?
I mean, that's some consideration, though.
I give him a memento.
How could she be pissed?
It probably
didn't call me back.
Right? It probably got more girls to call him back.
Yeah.
Because it
you
was
know what
so
I mean?
badass to do. Like, I can't believe he fucking did this.
Baller.
Yeah.
That is so baller. Like, you're the shortstop for the Yankees. You just crushed this skis. You left to go work out. You know, you're like an Iron Man, your fucking assistant sees the skank out and then like gives her a gift basket. Like,
yeah.
Congratulations, you got to bang Jeter. Here's an iPod.
Exactly. Because like you say,
some
he still
chocolates.
Has to work out. You know, he's got to look up defensive shit and do all the baseball shit he does all day. He ain't got time to say, you know, goodbye to this bitch.
Yeah. And that's also got to be exhausting to like manufacture those emotions for like 6 girls a week.
I don't think he manufactures. They know what it is.
No, what I'm saying, but you know, like when you have to be polite, you know what I mean? You gotta be like, I had a great time. Like, even though you're like, I'm never gonna tell him this girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but you still have to be, you gotta be a human being.
Yeah.
You can't just like, all right, I'm done with you. Beat it. Like, you know, but like, that's gotta be a lot to do. Cause I only have to do that like once in a while. I don't have to do it like
every
daily.
fucking day. Well, I guess you just think of it like it's the press or something, like where you just, you know, you're cordial and you're nice and shit, and you just go, you know, you're just with them as long as you have to be after the fact. Like it's just you treat the day after like a fucking press conference after the game. You just like, oh, you know.
Yeah, except you don't even have to do it. Like that's my point. Like the gift basket does it for you.
Yeah,
that's badass.
And that's why Jeter is above.
And girls like gifts, dude.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
And that's some baller shit. How many Midwestern randos that, you know what I mean, came to the Midwest, came to New York, got rocked by Jeter, went back to their boyfriends or some shit like that.
But not even that. I mean, like, they don't even have to go to New York. He travels.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a fucking baseball team.
Yeah.
Just popping some.
Just, you know, some Kansas City 9.5. Mm-hmm. Dude, like,
doesn't even
left her fucking drunk boyfriend who got pissed off that the Yankees beat their team and is just like, fucking Jeter, I lost, you know, $300. Like, oh, fuck you too. And then she finds Jeter and bangs him.
That's somebody's life, though. You know that.
That definitely happened. There's no way that didn't happen. And you know the girl kind of liked it a little bit. Like that, you know.
Yeah.
That, like, this guy who, you know, just made her boyfriend miserable is now giving her the dick. You know she loved that.
Yeah. Man. And then shit.
It's dangerous out there, boys. Watch yourselves.
Well, you know what, though? If you want to date a hot girl,
that's a good point.
It's like you're not the only one who's dated her. And there's going to be some, especially nowadays, odds on she's been with somebody at least a mid-high profile.
Dude, yeah, that's the other thing about dating hot girls. It's pretty intimidating because you know she's been with quality dudes. You know, she's been with like athletes and, you know, probably some celebrities, and, you know, it's like, so you can't even think like, do I measure up? Because you will go insane. You just have to be like, happy to be here.
Yep. Because no, you don't. No, she's had
you don't.
She's had a tech billionaire. She's had or not tech millionaire.
Yeah.
Athlete.
She's had a college linebacker. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's definitely no way you're in the league. So you just got to be like, all right, this is happening. This is awesome.
It's never yours. It's your turn. Your turn, as they say.
So hard to embody, but very true.
Yeah. And I guess on that bombshell, it's probably time to end. Went over.
Yeah. Well,
So,
whatever.
yeah. More culture to crime fight. I guess
Mm-hmm.
we're crime fighting the culture of sports and dating in sports. I guess because we talked about Giselle, we talked about Jeter fucking at girls, all over the spectrum. This
All
episode,
over the spectrum, just like myself.
yeah, both, just like both of us, honestly.
Just like these
Shit.
culture crime fighting numbskulls.
Nah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I've enjoyed it. I'm a little less lit as I start to wear off. I got one more shot.
This is really, we've just completely swapped positions. I'm usually the one who's like lit.
Yeah.
And you are normally, not the teetotaler, but not like
Yeah.
me. But it's weird that I'm the sober one.
Yeah, you are. And hey, good on you. I'm not going to be this lit in other episodes because I would feel bad. Like I'm like.
That's
tempting
your
you
birthday. Everybody wish Vigilante Williamson a happy birthday.
Oh shit! Now that you mentioned, that's something else I wanted to talk about, and it's
Let's
too
do it.
late.
It's your birthday. No, it's fine.
Well, all right. You have mentioned the 50 Cent lying in his raps about being a weed head and
Yeah.
drinking. Did you ever see the fucking actual lie detector test they had him take?
No.
Oh shit! Let me see if I can find that. Then that is something to cover.
And was it about these questions?
Yeah,
or was it about a murder?
No, it was Vanity Fair did it. It's something I guess they do to celebrities. 50 Cent surely did treat it like it was a murder investigation. The way he answers some of these damn questions. But
wow. It's got on snitch. It's like 50. These are supposed to be fun. Relax.
But no, he just worded everything in a way where it was like,
Wait, I can't hear you. You sound like garbled.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can cut to the part and I will bring it up. Vanity Fair, don't sue us. This is fair use and all that other good shit.
I'm gonna go fuck. Sue him.
All right, I'm playing stream. Hopefully the audio actually plays.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He looks like Cedric the Entertainer.
Well, he has gained a little
He's
size
so old and fat.
He's old and fat. Well, shit. He's holding a little more water.
His face is just getting wider.
Yeah.
Wow, yo, he looks mad different.
He looks older. There's no doubt. Like, oh man, you're like 50's 50. Holy shit. What do you think?
God damn. That's okay. All right. I thought.
No, but she's heard the song.
Let me see.
High all the time.
Yeah, here it is.
You don't.
Holy shit. It was just a song.
Next up, career. You also wrote a song called High All the Time, but you don't actually smoke.
Right.
Do you always lie in your songs?
Ooh.
Well, I was high all the time, but everybody else was smoking around me.
Look at
Is
him.
it true that you once asked Snoop Dogg to stop
Listen to
smoking
this.
weed on set?
Yeah. He said, leave me the alone, 50. This is legal.
He looks so vulnerable.
No, I didn't chill, but he gonna do what he's gonna do.
But think about that. He was such a like anti-weed guy. He's like asking Snoop Dogg to not smoke on his set. And this guy's making songs called I Get High All the Time.
Yeah, that's some mixed messaging there, man.
You think?
Although it's a set, so it might have been distracting.
I'm sure it was.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure like professionally it was, but it also just shows. Which honestly, I kind of after watching this, like, okay, you were business minded from the jump. So you were like
From the jump.
You were never into the whole like rap culture thing. Like you
Which is weird. Because his whole thing was calling out people for being fake gangsters. He has the whole Wanksta song.
Yeah.
His whole thing is like, it's just like the communism shit. It's like accuse those of what you're doing to sow confusion.
Yeah, and remember he used to talk about Ja Rule doing the R&B shit, and then he made a bunch of R&B songs. He made like Candy Shop and all this other shit.
That's true.
He's a pragmatic. It hit me why he was so cool with Floyd at one point. Like, oh, he's just a pragmatic, business-minded dude who used rap as an avenue for his business-minded shit. That's why he moved on to like vitamin water and movies and shit.
Look,
like
and I don't want to misjudge this man because there was times when he was huge, but he looks
Yeah.
so harmless right here.
Like you can't believe like America was afraid of this same guy.
Like he
right?
looks. I don't want to say soft, but
I
just
don't want to
almost
say it because he's in Houston
like
and I'm rapping. And if you want to
he
sign
just-
me, you want beats. I still fuck with it.
I'm just saying
But-
he just looks almost like effeminate.
He's older. There's less testosterone going
I
in his
guess that's
body.
true. That's true.
You know what I mean? He's in his late 40s. So that's what's gonna happen to both of us one day.
Are there-
We're gonna look a little rounder and I'm already round, but more feminine.
Are there any other
Oh yeah,
good
there's a little bit more.
questions?
There's a little bit more. Just on the same him being basically straight edge and lying about it in his
All right.
raps.
All right. Yeah.
You gonna smoke it anyway?
Do you think there's anyone who smokes more weed than Snoop?
It's just a random question.
Wiz Khalifa, maybe?
He's telling the truth.
So
In your
stupid.
song "In the Club,"
It's just an
you
opinion.
write, "You can
Yeah.
find me in the club, bottle full of bub."
This part.
Is the bottle actually full of bub?
Her.
When
She's
it first
funny.
opened, yeah.
Well, the wait.
Is it not full of ginger ale?
Yo, I filled champagne bottles with ginger ale.
He was even lying about having.
So
Wow.
technically, that song is also a lie. Are there any other tracks you lied in?
Yeah, this points that you say things because you be creative. You create.
Was it even Shorty's birthday?
Every day is someone who you make reference to.
Oh, shit.
Was it even short? Yo, this girl asking the questions is hilarious.
Right?
Kanye West moved into an Atlanta stadium.
Okay, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
but-
she's funny. Who did that?
It's Vanity Fair. That's the thing they have with
Well, I
celebrities.
know, but I mean, who?
Oh, I don't know who the person is who does it.
Because she's funny. Was it even Shorty's birthday?
But yeah, that's her way she asks questions. It's actually a funny interview because there are
Yeah.
funny moments. But I just
And
thought it was interesting. Like, oh, he totally lied about the drinking and smoking thing.
And the tone too, like the tone of that is really funny. Like the way it's like boom, like they're making it all serious. You know?
yeah,
Was there any bub?
yeah.
Like this is like 60 Minutes or some shit with
Right.
like a terrorist leader.
right.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Was there actually any bub? Was it filled with ginger ale?
Apparently, it
Sometimes-
was.
Sometimes it was. That's wild. So like even when he's like out and there's no like, there's actually no cameras or anything, he's still putting on a show for everyone, just keeping up the image.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, dude.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting both that he's a straight edge type guy. Like he doesn't smoke or drink. Like the type of guy that pours out or just lets everyone drink a bottle and then fills it with ginger ale for appearances. Like who does
Mhm.
that? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I mean, it certainly worked. Shit, look how rich he was able to make off of his image, and look how much money he made off those first few albums and what he parlayed it in. It's just it's interesting. Don't
Yeah.
believe everything you see. Entertainment's just entertainment, man.
It's all a work. It's
It
all
is.
kayfabe. They're
Yeah.
lying to you. Life
They
doesn't
are
matter.
lying to you.
You don't need to even try. Just
Well, I
quit.
wouldn't go that far.
Quit life. It's all
No,
fake.
wait, no.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
do that.
Sorry. I got carried away.
No, don't quit life, but don't believe the shit you see on TV.
Word.
But believe the shit you see on this YouTube channel, like this podcast.
Darn
It's great.
It's the
amazing.
best show on YouTube.
That
On
you're
all the
watching right now.
tubes that you're watching now. All right. I have to go, actually.
Yeah.
'cause-
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged, share, subscribe. Please do that. Not just to me, but to Matt. And if you don't do any of these things, it's okay. Still appreciate you watching. Good night. God bless. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Like in sync. Peace.